Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is January, yeah, that's fantastic. January 26, 2023. This is the middle of my work week, so I am a little bit tired, but I want to do a quick video today. Couple things. If you watched yesterday's video, I did a maiden flight with my scavenged stabber named Roberto. Um, I want to do an update to that. I haven't logged in yet, as you can obviously tell. But I put the skills in to upgrade from level 1 to level 2 of medium projectile guns, light missiles, and drones, level 4. So I should be able to do a little bit more damage. We'll try that out, but I'll do that at the end. What I kind of wanted to focus on were two pieces of information today that were actually left in the comments. And I haven't been able to do a lot of research on it just yet. I did do a quick look at one of them, but they're actually two really good pieces of information. One of them is about knowing what's going on in the areas around you that might be affecting your gameplay. And the other one is just basically some hints that somebody dropped to me as far as maybe future goals in regards to fitting out the stabber to do a little bit more damage to use it better. Right now, I'm currently using the stabber with just the scavenged goods that I have while I work on the skills, but we'll hit that. So, the first one I want to talk about is kind of a reoccurring theme that's been happening lately, and that is where I'm at in the Great Wildlands. There's been an uptick in the number of players that have been there. So, let's get logged in. We'll take a quick look, and then I'll show you the map and what one of the commenters actually brought up, and I found out some kind of a good piece of information. Um, so I always like to do this whenever skins are up because I always like to see what skin I'm going to get. Let's see what happens here. Imperial Halcyon Dawn Impel. What is an Impel? I don't even know what an Impel Halcyon Dawn skin. I don't. It's weird sometimes whenever you see a ship name that you can't tell what it is. We're going to jump in with Mr. Pilgrim here. Look here, I got 3 skills done. There she is. Um, I'm kind of trying to remember what an impel is. We'll take a look here in a second. Um, all those Halcyon Dawn skins. I'm going to collect them all, like Pokemon. Um, I don't collect Pokemon. I know. Don't be mad at me. I just don't. I got enough. I don't have enough time to take a regular shower, much less collect Pokemon. I'm joking. Take a regular shower. Okay. Oh shoot! I am in space. Forgot about that. Not a problem. Not a problem. Just got to keep an eye out. Let's go ahead and reload the guns because I can. So we'll keep flying here. I'm going to actually lower this down below so I can keep an eye on it while I pull up my map here and Google. So let's just make sure. Oh, shoot. No, I needed that one. Okay. So let's pull up here and I'll show you guys the information that, unfortunately, I'm tired. I can't remember the name of the fellow, so it'll come up here in a second. Um, We're going to go YouTube. And then YouTube Studio. There it is. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the map. Don't make fun of all the videos I watch. I watch pretty much anything that's on YouTube that involves documentaries about World War II or wrestling from the 1990s and early 2000s. It gets really bad. I don't even watch wrestling anymore. I just like watching those videos. Okay, so the comment that just came through was right here. It's from, and I will say this again. I always try to bring this up when I talk about comments. I try to. This is a very open channel. or video stream. If you want to check out the Discord, it's in the description. There's no um, restrictions there. Um, Comments are perfectly fine on YouTube. I reserve the right to remove off any that are offensive, but I've never really had to do that. Don't test me. I'm a big guy. Um, and Mr. Nigel Roberts here fired off a little. I think in the last couple videos I brought up the point that there's been a lot of people around in the area. He said that there's been a big move by Fire Alliance to the north that could be why they're in the Great Wildlands. So what does that mean? Now, a lot of you guys probably already know this if you play a lot, but my kind of channel isn't built toward that. It's more me being stupid. Um, but there is a great page if you're wondering what's going on in NPC Null as far as maps. I love maps. But this is your sob space or different maps within Eve that you kind of make it easier to see what's going on. Sometimes things can get a little bit confusing, whereas the words of corporations, alliances, coalitions pop up. A great example would be like Goon Swarm Corporation or the Imperium Coalition. Um, so who is allied with who works with who doesn't work with who, what are the major factions? When you're hanging out in NPC Null and in NullSec, and even in LowSec, it's good to know these. So there's two major maps here. There's different ones here, but the webpage is sov.space, but currently the Alliance influence map is here, and I actually haven't looked at this in a while until he sent me this message. And the first one is your alliances. Alliances are groups of corporations that have gotten together to work together in general under an alliance. A coalition is a group that, and if I'm not mistaken, there is no, so an alliance is a system within the game. A coalition is outside of the game of a bunch of alliances that have gotten together to work together at their own, to be for their own ends and means. And coalitions can come and go, whereas alliances are a little bit stronger. Like when the major war happens, you'll have different coalitions come together for that war and then sometimes break apart into different groups. So how do you keep track of it? Well, I'm going to pull up the alliance map here first. See here, and then I can actually zoom in. This is the in-game Eve map, but on a page. Notice all these different alliances out here in NullSec. You've got HighSec and LowSec right here. You've got Stain down here, the Great Wildlands right here. We're going to come back to that. You've got some other NPC NullSec spots out here, but surrounding everything here is all the different alliances that have taken up space and have basically planted their flags in these not in these regular nullsec areas. So how do you know who works together? You know, who is good? Like, to give you an example, the Goon Swarm here is allied with or in a coalition with Dracaris, the Siberian squads, and the Initiative. Whereas this whole area down here, all these different alliances right here form a coalition by the name of Fire. Fire Coalition, and then up here you've got your PanFam. But how can you tell this by this map? Well, you can read all of Reddit and know who's mad at who and what battles they're fighting. Or you can go back to the Sovspace map, and there's a second one, the Coalition influence map, which is right here. And this will show you Fire, Imperium, B2. Now, this is a group of alliances. The alliances actually hold the sovereignty of these areas, but the coalitions are those groups of sovereign states holding together. So, in other words, kind of think of them as Greek city-states in a way. And you got Winter Coalition up here in PanFam. Now, the message that came through to me to explain maybe why there's more action going on right now. They still got nobody in. I'm just double checking my map here. Um, the the message that came through on the comment section from Mr. Roberts was that Fire Alliance uh, is moving to the north and could be going through the Great Wildlands. Now, I think he meant Fire um, Coalition, if I'm not mistaken, unless there is just a Fire Alliance. Let's take a look at the map. Honestly, I haven't had the time to look at it too much. So you got Fire Coalition here, but is there a Fire Alliance? So I'm just going to take a quick look here. There's Razor, Valkyrie. Now, right here is the Great Wildlands. This is where I'm at. So if he's talking about Fire Alliance, then that would mean that Fire Alliance is working their way up through this way, which may be that they're traveling through the Great Wildlands. They can't own this space, but they can definitely hang out in it. So they can't own sovereignty like the rest of these areas because it is NPC null, but they can definitely hang out in this area. So, and then I think this might be cursed. Yes, this is cursed right here. So definitely hanging out in this area, maybe coming through. Map, good. So that might be why there's an uptick in the area. Now, I will say this, something that I noticed today, we'll go back out to the Great Wildlands on Dotlands map. This is just off the top of my head. Yesterday, if you noticed, I did a quick look at one or two of the players that were in a system. And up until a week or two ago, this area right here was pretty quiet. Now, you can drop a station in NPC nullsec. You just can't own the area. And I had kind of ratted in this area a little bit. What I noticed yesterday, or maybe it was even this morning, was that there was one character or one pilot in each one of these systems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my brain is stopping me. I can't remember which. They were all of the same alliance, all of the same corporation. And they were all under like 40 to 50 days, if not younger than that, of being created. So in other words, there is a chance, and this is what some guys can do, is they can make cheap characters and basically drop them in these areas to see if anybody is traveling to and from certain areas, and just let that character sit as a second character. They can throw and keep an eye out to see if there's any fleets or anything like that. So more of a fleet. So that's what's going on. So if that helps you at all, the reason why I bring this up is if you're not part of these groups, it's always good to keep an eye out as far as what they're doing, so it might affect your gameplay. Simple enough? Cool. So that is that. The second one, and I don't want to jump into this too long, I'll probably spend a lot longer on a video later on, but I got a great comment from somebody. If it helps you out, is let's go into the dashboard again. If you guys have never seen the YouTube dashboard, here it is. And then we will go into comments. And then I try to keep track. And Mr. Roberts, thank you so much for your info there. I'll try to respond to that. I try to respond to everything if I can. Sometimes I get a little behind. There it is. So the Easily Confused left a great message yesterday after I did the original fit of the Scavenged stabber. And he said, you'll get a lot better damage on a stabber using rapid light missile launchers and autocannons. The hull is better for them. So this is the type of stuff I love because this gives me that next stage. Once I'm done messing around with the skills for the stabber, it gives me what to try out next time. I don't know if it's better or not. I'm assuming it's better because he's probably tried it out, or she, or they. But it gives me something else, and I really appreciate that because I have been I originally went with, and I told him this, I'm looking forward to moving up to these weapon systems. I went with a long range first, just out of safety's sake. I had some long range guns, so that allows me to be a little bit safer trying the ship out for the first time, since it is the first cruiser that I've flown with William Pilgrim. I just need to build a couple more, then I can try a couple different things out as my skills get better. But I really appreciate that. If that helps any of you guys who want to fly a stabber or try something out, boom, there it is. So, I've been talking a lot. Let's make sure this, let's get Eve back up here. I'm sure you want to see where I'm at with my skills, because that's super important to you guys. You have nothing to worry about with your skills. Let me just grab some coffee. Oh, do I have the long dark still on? I do. Shoot, I gotta close that. Quit. That's probably killing my CPU. Quit. Go away. There we go. Or whatever, my computer. That's my other game. That's the other game. I know I talk about it a lot. I always say I'm leaving, taking a break from Eve for the night. I'm going to go play some Long Dark. It's my favorite game, or other than Eve. It's nice that it's nice on the side, on my own. I can do stuff. I'm probably going to play that later on tonight before I go to bed. So, let's see here. As a reminder, so I upgraded my 3 skills. One in light missiles to level 2, one in medium medium turret to level 2, and then drones I got to level 4. And yesterday I took a screenshot of the stabber that I was flying, because I like to just compare. I'm going to use this. I'm not going to take a screenshot every day, but this will be the original screenshot that I took of the stabber. And without any rigs, the guns here are basic, I think, meta level 3, long range guns. They're still the same guns, same weapons, all scavenged parts that I've found. And so what was that? But this way I could compare how I'm getting better. So I'm at 149 DPS, damage per second. Now, I'm still flying the same ship. The only thing that has changed is my skills went up by 1 in each one of those, and I went up to 162.3 DPS. So basically a 13-point upgrade just by raising my skills. That's pretty cool. It's pretty nice, and that is no rigs yet. Regular scavenged guns and weapons. So still not as much as what my current Thrasher scavenged goes, but I am only at level 2 with my stabber. The Thrasher, I'm at a level 5 with the Destroyer. So we can definitely keep rolling along here. That said, there was something else. I think I just want to go blow something up. What do you say? We're good. All scavenged drones. I need to get better drones there. We are loaded up. Let's go blow something up while I try to figure stuff out. I'm also being very slow with this. Number 1, because it's kind of fun. But number 2, flying, as you get into larger ships, you have to learn different things to do. So I'm going to be trying out different equipment. I'm going to be upgrading my skills. And just mess around with this for quite a while. So I may do a couple videos, not just for the stabber, but just to maybe show some different equipment that can go on here. Because the kind of nice thing with moving into bigger ships, ooh, we got stuff we can kill. So let's get our defenses on here. I will close my range. I don't want 1,000. Definitely get that out there. And let's get our junky. Now I'm able to launch 4 of them now instead of 3. So I got extra 25% damage out. Maybe 33%. I don't know what the math is on that. So let's try and get. So I'm going to shoot my guns at him. We're going to shoot my missiles at him. Drones are going to take out the little guys. The guns are going after the actual battle cruiser. Watching my... I don't know a whole lot about this ship yet. I made it a passive tank. Talked about that in the last video. Oop, and I got my bonus. There we go. Got our missiles. It's kind of painful to wait for your missiles to stop recycling. So the guns are not taking out the battle cruiser on their own. So don't want to, since they're not able to break the shields, you don't want to waste your ammo on them. Once my drones get up and running, and I'm not fighting these little guys, then I'll concentrate all my firepower on that battle cruiser. The Thrasher would have just kind of eaten these guys up pretty quick. But what I'm looking for is that next level. And what I really wanted to say was the Thrasher is a glass cannon. In other words, it's a gunship that doesn't have a whole lot of defense. Once you start moving up into the bigger ships, you get more and more options as to how you want to fly something because you have more and more slots to put things in. If I remember correctly, the Thrasher only has 2 low slots, and I think 4 or 3 mid slots. Okay, now we're cooking with fire. Okay, so we're within range. Let's go ahead and get this stuff up and going. Now we'll see if we can break that shield of this guy here. I like the acolytes are doing so little damage because they've got this can really give you a feel for the differences. Drones, if you fly different types of drones, now these are just Scavenged drones. I don't have any of the warriors yet that do the explosive damage, but notice how the EM damage is less than the kinetic, which is about the same as the thermal, because of the defenses. But you can kind of, when you're flying the drones, you can really tell the differences. Let's show info in here. I'll just show you. So it's got a major defense on its shields of 60%, but it's only got 30% for your explosive. What you're really looking for here is explosive or kinetic, and I've only got 1 Hornet that does this, but he's dead. So while I'm picking up my stuff here, oh, did I move out of range? Is that why I wasn't doing as much damage? I think I moved out of range. I wasn't paying attention. I talked too much. So I'm keeping an eye on local. I'm going to, I don't need these running anymore. We'll go ahead and reload just so I'm set. So I'm able to take up battle cruisers now. Maybe if I would have been paying more attention, I would have been able to take them out a little bit faster. My guns do, and my missiles do explosive damage, so they are tuned toward going after these angels. But that's the last thing I was going to say there, was instead of with the Thrasher, where you get 4 there and then 4 mid slots and 2 low slots, you actually get more slots to mess with, especially as you get bigger and bigger ships. So you have more options. I can go with an armor tank or a shield tank. I can go with different types of E-War or webifiers. I can go with different types of guns or missiles, or and you can really start getting into maybe, and I've never done this, but being a logistics guy where you are the healer of the group. I've been a healer in D&D and other games like that, but I've never been one in EVE. And they say that can sometimes be really fun. I think it can be, in my mind. But yeah, so I'm moving up to that next level. Ooh, I can switch out one of these acolytes with a hobgoblin, unless I pick up somewhere along the lines here. Hopefully I'll get some warriors, or I'll just have to buy a blueprint and make some copies and bring it out here. But that is day 2 of flying the Stabber. Now, before I forget, we're just picking up our stuff here. Let's pull up the skills. Now I've got drones level 5. We've got 4 days left, so that's my longest one. Let's do, we're going to throw in light missiles there, level 3. Maybe do a little bit more damage there. And then we're going to throw in our gunnery. Where are you there, sir? There you are. No, and this is, I said this in the last video, but this is just so nice. I took the time and I let these things grow where I have a level 5 and so many gun skills that will always be there. It doesn't matter what I've got. And even, this is even better right here, Surgical Strike was a nice long train to get, but it gives me a +3 bonus on all of my weapon turrets, not just my guns, but also any missiles. So it helps out the stabber that's firing off multiple things. So a lot of times those secondary skills, if you put the time and the effort into them, they can really be bonuses later on because these will affect any size ship that I use now that shoots guns. So, but we're talking about the medium projectile weapons. So where are you there, Mr. Medium Projectile Weapon? I think it's all the way up the top here. There it is. So we're going to go, I'm going to put this in for level 3. And then I think I've got enough skill points tomorrow to outright buy this drone's level 5. So I'm going to let this skill up for the rest of the night. And then tomorrow, whatever's left, I might just purchase the drone's level 5. Might go with that. Ooh, one other thing I need to double check. Drones. Yeah, oh, so that is a big one. I think I definitely will do that because once you get to drones level 5, you can then do... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's really, really important. Drone interfacing. And that is a massive one to get you more damage. You definitely need to have, let's just show you here. You have to have drones level 5, but once, so drones level 5 is one of the biggest skills that you can do in my mind as far as offensive, because it gives you that 5th drone. So if you think about it, just by having the 5th drone, you're upping your damage by 25%, because it's another gun that's out there shooting. But then once you get drone level 5, you can do drone interfacing, and you can raise that up to level 5. It takes a while, but you get a bonus to drone, 10% bonus to drone damage. So if you think about that, you're upgrading your drones by having that 5th drone, and then if you skill this all the way up, you can get another 50% on top of that. That's massive. So big jump there. Now it'll take me a while to do the drone interfacing, and I'll intersperse that in and out. But so tomorrow or the next day, I will do an update with where I'm at with this guy, and we'll keep comparing it to its original setup and the Thrasher that I'm flying. I'm not going to say I'm not going to fly him while I'm. Let's pick up some stuff here. While I'm not making a video, but I want to just keep updating this to show you guys how your skills can really affect your abilities, your ships. Now, that is not all about Eve. The last thing I wanted to say was I was actually talking to one of the guys at work that I work with today. Great guy, and he plays a lot of games. And we were talking about Eve, or I was talking about Eve because I couldn't shut up about it. And I said, there's a point where you go from worrying about the skills to playing the game. When I played a long time ago, and I can talk about this forever, but I'm going to try to keep this short. When I played a long time ago, I played for about a year, and then I came back and I played for about a year and a half. Then I stopped for about 5 or 6 years. And then I came back about a year and a half ago, and I've really enjoyed it because I stopped worrying about the numbers as much. While they're important, I learned to play the game, and I told them about once there's certain things in the game that you learn, in my mind, that change it. Whether it be understanding the mechanics. A big one is learning directional scanning, which it makes it more of a living world versus just a point and click at NPCs, when you start understanding the politics of the game. I told them there's guys who play this game that just do market trading and they do corporate warfare through ISK and money, and will undercut people on pricing so that they can win a war of attrition, you know. So that said, while I'm really focused right now on the skills and what it does to the damage that I'm doing, I'm not. That isn't the game. The game to me is having fun, like I'm doing making this video. Um, so it's all about the other stuff for me. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I am going to go ahead and warp to my safe spot here. Then I might pill up my other two characters to get their free skill points. But I think I'm going to go play some Long Dark and then get some sleep. It is a work day. But appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however like you want. And I will talk to you soon. You have a great evening. See ya.